Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Light Sports Ramble. Totally different view tonight. I'm going to keep the camera on the game, Steelers, Bengals, because I've recorded this twice and went over my 15 minutes. So I'm just going to keep it still, let you watch the game while I'm talking, and maybe take your mind off of my opinion about the Wisconsin-Arizona State finish. I am a diehard Badger fan, but I may have some Badger fans against me tonight. I know the Pac-12 came out tonight and said, well, we've got to hold our officials to a higher standard. We're going to work with them, so on and so forth. But I don't care. I was a coach once, and I'm never going to blame an official. Because my point of this is, had Stave been coached on how to make this play happen, it would have been done right. The ball would have been in the official's hand. The line would have got up to the ball. Stave could have got there, spiked it, got the field goal team on, and kicked the winning field goal. Why is he putting the ball on the ground? Was he coached to do that? Or did he not just listen to the coaching? Because you got to tell me you didn't practice this at all? And if you didn't practice it, that is a coaching error. Somebody needs to be responsible at Wisconsin for the way that play went down, because I've never seen it happen that way ever. Not even in a high school game. Even high school quarterbacks put their knee down and make a decisive move to let the referee know, I am down. Then they hand them the ball, get to the line, spike it, get the field goal team on, kick the winning field goal, you win 33-32. So who's to blame? Stave for not listening to the coaches, or you just didn't coach him up on it? Okay, the referees screwed up, but I'm not going to blame them because the play looked awkward and it wasn't done the right way. So I'm putting that one on the coaching staff of Wisconsin. My beloved Badgers, I think you messed that one up. So don't let it happen again. So let's move into the NFL, folks. Another exciting weekend in the NFL. My upset picks, 3-1 this week. Got the Chiefs over the Cowboys, Seahawks over the 49ers, Cardinals over the Lions. As always, if a lower-seeded team I pick and they beat a higher power ranking team, that's an upset. The only one I got wrong was the Saints-Buccaneers. Got to give my props to the Saints, which is my surprising team. Not so much that they're 2-0, that defense. What is going on with that defense? A defense I thought was not going to be so good. Stopped the Falcons, 1st and goal. Got the ball back for Breeze to do his thing, and that's why Breeze is an elite quarterback. Little over a minute, he drove his team down the field, got the field goal, kicked it. That's an elite quarterback. But my surprise is that defense is actually playing pretty well. My other surprise team is the Bills. They played the 49ers straight up in week 1. Week 2, played pretty well. Got the win. Manuel got his first comeback. Everybody will say, well, blown coverage. You know what, blown coverage, sure. But what happened all the way down the field? Yeah, I know there was a pass interference call. But I'll tell you what, Manuel looked pretty good. Surprising. I didn't think the Bills would look this good after 2 weeks. Another surprising team is the Chargers. They took the Texans right down to a field goal. This team in Houston that's supposed to be a Super Bowl contender, they took them right to the wire. Then they came out and they beat the Eagles. Yeah, they need the last-second field goal, but I'll tell you what, they are playing some inspired football also. So you got the Bills, the Chargers, 2 new head coaches. Maybe the head coaches bring in a little bit of passion. Maybe they're laying the law down and saying, you know what? We're going to be competitive. There's no doubt about it. We're going to be competitive. Because another first-year coach at a new team is Andy Reid, with the Chiefs being 2-0. And I think it's about time that the power rankings give them some credit. I think they're a lot higher than number 20. Because Andy Reid's got that team playing mistake-free football. And that's what Andy Reid does. Bring your lunchbox to work, and we're going to go out and we're going to work hard, and we're not going to turn the ball over. We're going to play good defense, and we're going to be in every game. And that's what he's done. So is it really a surprise? To me, it's not. I picked them as a playoff team. But I think to a lot of other NFL fans, wow, the Chiefs are 2-0. They're playing good football. And so that is a surprise after week 2, that they haven't turned the ball over once. And I give the credit to Andy Reid and Alex Smith. He's not asking Alex Smith to do anything more than to do the things that he can do within the system. So good job, Alex Smith. My other surprise team is the Dolphins, 2-0. I thought with Keller going down, Tannehill might struggle. Mike Wallace comes out after week 1, cries about not getting the ball. They get him involved in the game plan along with Hartline. I said this in the beginning of the season. I think the Dolphins have a chance to contend for a playoff berth. But after 2 weeks, I'm actually giving them the edge in the NFC East. If you compare the way the teams are playing, the Patriots and the Dolphins, I think the Dolphins are playing better than the Patriots right now. But it's a long season, 14 weeks to go. We'll see what will happen. Now, let's get to some of the disappointments. And you can't just say because a team is 0-2 that they're a disappointment. But there's 2 teams that are 0-2 that are big disappointments. The first is the Washington Redskins. Oh my God, what is going on there? That is not RG3. Maybe it's because he came back too early, but I even watched Shanahan on the sidelines this week, and he even looks like he's in disarray. Like, what is going on? If you tried to change the offense because of RG3's injury, you screwed up. It's not working. Something is not right in Washington. Now, the good thing is, they're in a division where the leader is 1-1 right now, and 0-2 doesn't put you that far behind the 8 ball. But there's a lot of things to fix in Washington. That defense is terrible right now. Rodgers just lit you up for 480 yards. And it could have been even more points had James Jones not fumbled at the end of the first half. So you have a lot of things to fix in Washington outside of the offense. Your points are coming when your team is already out of the game. That is not good. The other 0-2 team that I'm disappointed in are the Giants. And everybody's going to point to Eli Manning and going to say, well, he's thrown 7 interceptions. And you know what? He is man enough to say, yeah, my fault, my fault, my fault. Here's what I see. That defense sucks. 77 points in 2 games they've allowed. So when Eli gets on the field, he knows he has to score. Therefore, he's forcing the ball, making throws that he normally wouldn't make. So you know what, Eli? That's great that you're manning up and saying it's my fault, my fault. But you know what? Let's be real. Your defense sucks right now. And point the finger. You should point the finger. They can't stop anyone right now. Big disappointment. Another disappointment right now, in my mind, a team that's 2-0, the Houston Texans. Everybody says, woo, they're the first team in NFL history to win their games on the last play of the game. Really? Against the Chargers and against the Titans? two teams that you should have taken care of a lot easier than you did, I am not impressed with Houston. And so tomorrow when the power rankings come out, if Houston moves up because they won, I may just pull my hair out. The little bit of hair I have, I may just pull out. Because to me, that's ridiculous. They are not playing good football. They're not taking care of the teams they should. They are a field goal away in both games from being 0-2. And how would that be standing right now? Then the talk would be, well, Houston's not playing good football. They're not playing good football. They've caught a couple breaks, and they're 2-0. They should be thanking the football gods right now, because they could very well be 2-0. They could be in the same position that Tampa Bay and Carolina are in. And I'm not even saying that it's a disappointment for either of these teams. Tampa Bay had an unnecessary roughness foul, allowed the Jets to kick the winning field goal. Then they couldn't get it done. They gave the ball back to an elite quarterback who drove down the field and kicked a field goal to win the game. They could very well be 2-0. It's heartbreaking if I was a Buccaneer fan. Just heartbreaking. 2 games by a field goal. And then Carolina. A fumble inside the 10-yard line. Then yesterday, pass interference call. But I don't know what's up with that defense. You're playing good for 55 to 56 minutes, and then you can't close out the game. And I saw the stat on TV. You can't finish games. Yesterday marked the 10th time that you had a lead in the fourth quarter and you gave it up and lost the game. Part of me's got to say it's the coaching. What kind of mentality is going on there? You just got to finish the game. You play so well for 55 minutes and then you can't finish the game. So with that said, folks, that is the Red Light Sports Ramble tonight. Hope you enjoy the Monday Night Football game. I'll see you tomorrow at the next Red Light. Enjoy your evening.